Well, you did that on this album, A World That Swings. You mentioned Carole King earlier in the interview, and you do a Carole King tune.
I do.
And you do it very jazzy.
I feel the earth move under my feet. I feel the sky tumbling down. I feel my heart start to trembling whenever you're around. Ooh, baby, when I see your face, mellow as the month of May. Oh, darling, I can't stand it when you look at me that way. I feel the earth move under my feet.
That's a perfect example for me of the music I grew up with. Nothing to do with jazz specifically. I remember that literally, that song, that album from which it came, Tapestry, it's kind of like my starting point in the world of music. I was a little boy. I remember hearing that like played ad nauseum over and over and over, like probably everybody, because it was one of the best-selling albums of all time. And at that time, my sisters played it all the time. So I've grown up with that song. It's certainly very catchy. I've sung it. And then I started just naturally kind of playing with it. It wasn't a decision, I want to make it a jazz song. It just came to me very naturally to try it that way. So I hear it. That's how I hear that song. I still love to hear Carole King's version, which is a little more straight ahead. I'm sure that's how she intended it. I always wonder when I do cover a song like that, if she heard it, would she like it? Would she think I...
Have you sent it to her?
I haven't, and I absolutely should. I absolutely should.
You also mentioned that because you have this parallel life, you are an award-winning interior designer and you've been on television with that. How does the jazz influence that part of your life and that part of your life influence the jazz? Or do they? Do they mix?
I think they mix. I don't think they're not sitting right next to each other, the one affecting the other. They coexist very naturally together. For me, what jazz does and what I do with interiors sort of tries to grasp at that same feeling, which is something that's inviting, something that's a little swank, but not off-putting. I'm not interested in my music or my interiors to be something that you look at but you can't relate to. So I think the strong commonality is that it's very inviting, that it's a suggestion, even with the title of the CD, which is A World That Swings. It's like a suggestion to anybody who's in my sphere to imagine a world that swings, and that to me is something that's a little more fun, a little more laid back, a little more pleasant.
Well, you've gotten some wonderful reviews for this album as well as your first album, and you've also won all kinds of awards in New York for jazz vocalist and all of that stuff. Are you getting more gigs? Is the idea that this is going to really go off into a whole new direction for you?
Having the two careers is a challenge. It's a real challenge because everything that I put out there, I really want to be of the very highest caliber. I don't know if they call it perfectionism or just a strong drive, but I put a lot into that which I decide to do. I can't do everything, but I do, these two careers. So I wonder, I'm certainly not in any position or desire right now to say that one is to supersede the other. I want great successes for both. And the good thing and the exciting thing that comes with some accolade and attention is the doors open a little wider, the road is paved a little more smoother. So the things that I consider successes in music or in my design become increasingly available to me.
Up at dawn and sleepy and yawning, still the taste of wine. Then I remember you're mine and I've got a world that's fine.
To me, success in what I do, starting with the music, would be to truly be able to kind of have my name precede me, to be bookable anywhere, and just to be able to get up there and to do the music. And I don't know that this will ever happen, even if you're the most successful musician in the whole industry, but to really be only focused on the music and never have to worry or think about who's coming, who's bought the CD, who's not bought the CD, what are the business side of it. In the end of the day, it's a business, right? But I love it for the art. I love being on the stage. And if you gave me the opportunity, I'd do it every night. I'd do it for 3 people. I would do it for 300 people. I'd do it for, 1,000. So thankfully, the good reviews and the awards certainly are recognition of the work I've done and also give me sort of the key or the permission to continue.
Andrew Suvalsky, thank you so much for coming in. I really appreciate your time.
Oh, I'm so thrilled to be here. Thank you for having me. Anytime.
Reminds me you're mine, and I've got a world that swings.
Jazz singer, interior designer, and Milwaukee native Andrew Suvalsky. He's in town to perform a homecoming concert, Hot Jazz for Cool Nights, tomorrow night at the Intercontinental Hotel on Water Street. The concert is a benefit for the Milwaukee Jewish Day School. And that is another week from Lake Effect. Our team includes technical director Dan Harmon, coordinating producer Stephanie Lecce, assistant producer Maggie Kingsbury, and executive producer Mitch Tyke. Willie Porter wrote our theme music, and I'm Bonnie North. Thanks so much for joining us. Be sure to meet us back here on Monday for another edition of Lake Effect on 89.7 WUWMHD, Milwaukee Public Radio.
We got a world that swings. Shoo-ba-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-